these are the kind of clients that I want to work for, because they know that they're going to get what they pay for, and they know they need this installed. Hey, Brent here from Older Home Specialists, and this is an interesting one. You guys are going to like this. So this was actually a house that I was called out to 6 years ago and gave an estimate, and the owner at that time never took the estimate, but he did have somebody do something, looks like maybe a couple times. And so what we have is water going directly up underneath the foundation here. This is actually kind of on the side of a hill, so the foundation is built high underneath, but it's coming straight through and making a river right in the middle of the house. So, and this is an area called American River Canyon in Folsom, and it's known for having a high water table too. So the owner had ideas. The owner is actually a real smart guy, and he had some ideas of what he wanted to do. And what I told him was, first of all, I want you to do some test pilots and let's see what's actually going on, so we're not just shooting in the dark here. And so this is some of the stuff that he uncovered here. So there was an original system, and you can see this is so classic. No tape, no nothing on the 3-inch corrugated pipe. Look at every fitting, not taped. Okay, so that runs around there. Same thing over here. So he did some test pilots. You can see the grade is bad. It's going backwards right there. And then he did some test pilots to see where it's moist in the ground. So that was part of the original system. Now over here we have a dry creek, and so this was probably original, because the level of the lot does come this way. So they probably had this in originally, that ran over to here, which ties into an old system here. So the owner at the time had some other stuff done, so you can see what goes on here. So they put a French drain in, small aggregate, has dirt mixed in with it with the sleeve, didn't work, and then it's moist underneath as well. And here's another thing, that they put an inlet right on the end there, so obviously all the dirty water is going to go straight into the French drain, so you don't want to do that. Over here, the French drain, we have it exposed there. Now come over here, this is where it gets interesting. All right, so this is the portion right here that ties to the dry creek on the top. Now you can see nothing's taped, nothing. But down below is the other system. You can see the duct tape right there. And so that is the French drain that they put in. Now, check this out. Everything, look how that fitting is just jammed in there crooked. It's not even, they didn't even set it in correctly, and then the whole fitting bulged and fell, and it failed there. You can see that. Now look at this, French drain underneath, solid on the top, but it's perforated on the bottom. Not even a sleeve, no nothing. System comes along here, perforated on the bottom, solid on the top. Now look at this. Just look. I mean, this is classic case. Water in the ground right here. So this is classic case of, you have to have a solid plan on how you're solving this. You can have the best materials in the world. If you don't have a solid plan, it's not going to work out no matter what. Now this just so happened that they didn't have a solid plan, and they used crappy materials on top of it, so they really didn't stand a chance. This has been a problem going on for years, and we're going to solve this once and for all. These pilots were excellent to tell us what's going on. Now check this out. The guy really did his homework. He lined this up with the grade. I mean, these are the kind of clients that I want to work for, because they know that they're going to get what they pay for, and they know they need this installed. I went to another guy's house just last week, and I showed up and I said, hey, I've been at this house 4 years ago. And he goes, I'm the new owner. We're getting water in the lower floor. And I said, yeah, well, when I showed up, you know what the old owner told me right off the get-go? He goes, it better be cheap, whatever it's going to be cheap. You know how cheap it was? It was nothing, because I didn't even give them an estimate, because I didn't want anything to do with it. And that's the way that it goes. I can pick and choose the jobs that I work on, and I'm not going to work for somebody who doesn't even care enough to get it done right the first time. I'm not going to put my signature on something and then have it backfire on me because you were too cheap to have it done correctly. And so what these guys end up doing, their last card that they play, they sell the house and they give it to somebody else because they were never smart enough to get it done right the first time. And then they just end up handing it to somebody else, which is a pretty crappy thing if you ask. So we're going to do a full install on this, and you're going to see exactly what we're doing. We're going to go down approximately 28 to 30 inches, and we're going to start this French drain right here. We're going to put a curtain around this house. We're going to have another small French drain on this side, and the solids going side by side. We're going to fix this problem once and for all. And I know that we can fix it. So yeah, you know, when you're doing these projects, make sure that you do your homework. Make sure that you have a solid plan. Otherwise, there's a good chance it's not going to work out. I don't even like this French drain next to the house like this. We're going to pull it out, and we're going to have the French drain out here with the bevel going this way, and then we're going to line it with something that's not permeable to lead it straight into that French drain. Let's get it away. Another thing about this area, it's known for having rock in the ground. So if you catch a cavity and that water is going to take the easiest point of resistance, guess where it's going to end up? At the end of the line, wherever that is. Very well could be under your house. So yeah, this is going to be a good one. So stay tuned for the full install on this, and I think it'll be good information for a lot of you guys. All right, until the next one.